Hey guys, what's up? Today we take a look inside Great Wall Hobbies semi-second scale F-14A. So here it is, the F-14A Tomcat by Great Wall Hobbies in semi-second scale. It's number L7206. This is a fantastic kit. I would say if you're looking to build a semi-second scale Tomcat, this is the best one out there right now. The Academy does a very nice one too, but this is light years ahead. Done plenty of videos on these semi-second scale Great Wall Hobbies kits and the Tomcat. If you go back to about January, February 2020 in my video, my channel, you'll see I built the D variant, and I didn't do a proper build vlog, but I did talk about it quite in my bench updates quite a lot about my progress. So I guess before we talk about this, if by magic, here it is, the completed one, just kind of give you an idea how it looks. So this is D, obviously. We're about to talk about the A, but that's pretty much the same, just a few bits and bobs, a few tweaks. But it builds up to a fantastic kit, as you can see. It's a really nice size. This is totally out of the box, other than obviously the figures and the case and everything. But the jet itself, yeah, I thought I'd show you this so you can get an idea of what it looks like built. So you can have the flaps extended, and it just looks it's a really nice kit. It goes together really well, and the detail is superb on it. So yeah, just share it. So again, go back to about February, I think January, February 2020, and if you want to check out, how some updates, the paints I use, and that kind of stuff. But that's the D variant. So let's look back at the A. So the A's super cool. One of my favorite Tomcat, if not all Air Force schemes ever, is the Wolfpack, the VF1. It's just beautiful with the wolf. So retro, kind of like that G.I. Joe kind of look. And so there you go, so you got the Wolfpack, as I mentioned, the VF1 at the bottom, and you also got decals for Black Aces, the VF41, which is a really nice scheme too. So, before I open the box, let's talk about one more last thing, let's talk about price. So, this retails in the US for about $68, $70, which is a crazy price for a semi-second scale kit, especially as Great Wall Hobbies F15, which I've done many reviews, I've got all of them pretty much, sell for about $38 to $40. So this is double the price almost of the F15, and the box is the same size, the plastic is about the same, so you think production would cost about the same, but for some reason they really kind of put it at a high price. I don't know if I'd ever pay the price tag they're asking for, but I go on Sprue Brothers, and periodically every few months they throw these up on sale for about $38. I think I paid $38 for this one. So $38, $40, I think they're a really good buy, really good kits. But again, $60, $70 is a lot of money for a semi-second scale kit. So I haven't opened the box yet, so let's open it up, and then we're greeted with all this tons of tender plastic, as you can see. So you're gonna have to strap yourself in here because this is gonna be a longer video. There's so much to look through. One thing I'm just going to quickly take a look at. Okay, good. One thing to watch out for, some of the earlier ones, they've got the wolf, the decal for the tail, they've got it reversed backwards. Look at this, it looks okay, so it looks like they corrected that. So that's just something to bear in mind, got one of the earlier versions. So the instruction book and the color callouts. So we'll start with the instructions. As with all Great Wall Hobby kits, they don't really make much sense. Actually, now I say that, actually this one is a book staple. Okay, very cool. So they've made a step forward. So normally with Great Wall Hobbies, you just get a bunch of loose paperwork that makes no order at all, but it's actually a staple book which actually goes in order, 1 to whatever number it is, 25 or something. So good, and I don't see a correction sheet in either, so that's looks like they're learning. So normally you have tons of corrections and issues and stuff, but looks like we're in good shape with this. So take the cover off, it shows you all the sprues. Tons of them, as you can see, and a very nice box art. So let's look. So we start, as always, with one jets with the cockpit. The cockpit tub, and you got some really nice decals. I know when I built my D variant, the cockpit looks really nice with these decals. You don't need any kind of photo etch or anything. What I do is use some microsol and set, and they really kind of bed down around all the the instrument bevels and all the raised detail. They really go down nicely, and they look fabulous actually. The cockpit for this scale. It's a really nice decals. Moving on, number 4, you just basically building the seats and adding the seats in. Then you sandwich the cockpit in between 2 front fuselage sections, and there's a radar. I forgot that about radar. So yeah, you have a radar, so you can actually have the nose open if you wanted to. The radar showing. There's the open state. If I remember rightly, I think you can't. You have it either open or closed. I don't think it kind of hinges, so it's one or the other, I think. Section 6, working on lower fuselage, and looks like 3 intakes. 7, moving on to the upper fuselage. If you're building this, I recommend you don't add those nozzles on right now. You probably want to pick them separately and glue them on at the very end once everything's done. Then adding some more parts. Intakes, intake fans. Then, as with almost all Tomcats, we're adding the front section to the back rear section. Adding the tails and the horizontal stabilizers. Gear. You can see how many parts go into this gear. 72nd scale again, but you see tons of parts, tons of detail on the gear. Again, and gear and bay doors. More stuff. Then wings. If you want, you can have the wings closed. Or like I just showed you, I had mine extended with the flaps up. Every time I built Tomcat, I never done wings back for some reason. So I think when I build this one, I'm definitely doing wings swept back position, maybe in a part, possibly with the radome open. Lovely detail. Then adding the airbags and adding the exhaust nozzles. Again, doing paint nozzles separately and add at the very end is what I recommend. Speed brake, if you want up or down. Then again, a speed brake, again, the lower part of the speed brake. Canopy, up or down, you get a nice ladder. Then tons of ordnance. So it looks like we have AIMs 54As, a couple of fuel tanks, AIM 7s, AIM 9s, all one piece slide molded. You see, just cut a couple of fins. Then just showing how that's the pylons, the weapons fit. There it's showing some Phoenix missiles. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure Phoenix missiles weren't on the A. I think it's a D, but I'm again going to correct me if I'm wrong. There's the pallets with the, if you want to go with that Phoenix on it. Especially as this scheme, the VF1 scheme we're looking at right here in this box art, this is an early version, like it's like 70s, so again, I don't think the Phoenix missiles are around, but again, just I might be wrong. Okay, then stencils. That's stencils for the weapons, I guess. Or just, yeah, well, maybe just painting color painting maybe? I don't know exactly what that is showing me. It's showing me a couple of colors for the pylons. I think the A numbers, I think that is decals. Yeah, that's with the Phoenix. Then this is stencil data, so again, stencil data. I'm assuming it's be the same whether you do the Wolfpack or the other one. Is it Aces? And more stencils. That's it. See a lot going on in there. Just be careful with these instructions. Again, the D ones, well, and also the F-15s. Generally, Great Wall Hobby, a little bit. Some of the numbers might be slightly mixed up or incorrect in here. They might have the wrong part number and stuff. So just take time to be a little careful with this. Normally there's a big correction sheet. There isn't, so I'm assuming this is 100% accurate, which would be great if it is. So that's the instructions. Honestly, nice color pull out. Black Aces. It's a really nice scheme too. Now they just brought a limited edition Black Aces set, so this is actually included in this one, so that's interesting. So there's the color callouts and all the decal placements. And here's my favorite one again. beautiful Wolfpack with the insignia white, light gold grey, and the buff radome with the red, like retro-looking red stripes. Excuse me, this is from 1974. Black Aces was 1976. So you say, so pretty early in terms of Tomcat. There it is. Very nice. All right, let's look at the bits, the parts. So let's first of all look at the decals. Okay, looking nice. Just looking, yep, very nice. And here's all the instruments. I'm super close. The camera probably won't pick it up very good, but you can see all the decals for the instrument panel and the cockpit tub. Switches and stuff. Again, it all goes nicely around with some sets, so it kind of goes nicely and kind of sets around all those raised parts. So some for the weapons. And there you go. No problems there. They're quite flat. But like I said, on my D version, I used these decals and no problem at all. It went down just fine. So these should be no different. Right, now let's work our way through the mounted on plastic. So I'm not going to go through every single bag probably because otherwise we'll be here all day, but I'll go through the main parts. So this part, the clear parts. And I'm just trying to see if there's a center seam. There's a very, very fine center seam. It might need to come out. You can barely see it, but just very fine. Other than that, it looks really nice. You can see detail there. Super clear. Really nice. A few lights. And I'm just going to go through this in kind of order of the bag. So I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 15 to 20 bags of plastic. Okay, here's the biggie. This is the upper fuselage. Just see how nice that detail is, how refined it is, how panel lines aren't too over engraved. It's beautiful. No flash, no ejection pin marks. Well, there's a few obviously on the inside, but that's not a problem at all. You don't see any of that. Beautiful. Bit of plastic. Horizontal stabilizers. And I think these are the pylons for the fuel tanks. Again, see that detail. Okay, Sprue A. So this is the front section of the fuselage. The only thing I found was a panel right here. There's a little bit of a gap. I just used a tiny little bit of filler, but other than that, I think it went together really well. The reason for that on the D and the A, obviously, they have different panels here, depending if it's an A or a D or a B. So that's why they use these for different versions, I guess. Hopefully you can see that rivet detail. And the cockpit tub. The cockpit tub is pretty plain, so there's panels that glue onto it. That's the front wheel bay, I think. You can see a detail on the wheel well. And again, the panel lines and the rivets. Very nice. Next up, this is the gear and the wheels. I don't think I need to take out the bag. You can kind of see it through the bag. Okay. This is a big bag with a lot of screws. I think these are the flaps on the wings. Okay, so these are the instruments. There's side panels, the switches. You see that detail. Even on this, like the shroud, like over the instrument here, you can kind of see how it's molded. Very nice. The beaver tail. Very nicely detailed. The tails. Again, beautiful. So crisp, plastic. You know, it's beautiful. It's not like a Revell kit full of flash. This is beautiful, molded. speed brake. Two more tails, so I guess there's different versions, so you've got to check the instructions, make sure you use the right ones, and different tail by the looks of it. Although, yeah, slightly different. See how it's different? Depending what version you do. Okay, the flaps. Very nice. Match pair, engine nozzles. You have open or closed. So with a Tomcat, typically when apart, you might have one open and one closed. So you can do that, or you can do two open or two closed, whatever configuration you want to do. Fan blades, plastic, but again, nicely detailed. Again, you've got to kind of remind everybody it's semi-second scale, so it's not huge. All good. Like weapons. There's like the pallets they mount to. Main seat, one piece molded. It says on it right here what it is. This is AIM9. A couple of them. Actually, I think it's 4 of them. Yeah, 4 of those guys. These are the AIM54As. I'm not going to get those out, but again, you can see tons of weapons. So you get, what, 8 of those? Pylons. Nicely detailed. Match pair of fuel tanks. Focus, there you go. So 2 of those, and wheels, 2-piece wheels. Again, beautifully detailed. That's just AIM7Ms, looks like you have 4 in that pack. This is some small parts. Seats. Let me move some of this out of the background. The camera's pick up all the sprues in the back. Create a little space here. There you go. Make that easier. That's the one seat. So you match pair, so you have 2 seats. And more instrument panels. So again, check your instructions, make sure you use the right one. I'm assuming you have a D and the A in here. Some switches and stuff will be slightly different on this one. But again, you can see the detail. Okay. And the flaps. Actually, these are the wings. My bad. Yeah, these are the. They look small. I think these are the wings because once you add the flaps on, they obviously look a lot wider. So yeah, so these are the main wing assemblies that the flaps attached to. Some more wing components. Gear. Finally, another big bag. So there's that panel we talked about, goes on the side, on the front side of the fuselage, with the 6 vents, which is correct for the Wolfpack VF1. If you do it, heads up, if you do the 48 scale Tamiya kit, it's a beautiful kit. This isn't accurate for an early 8A. Face hanger resin does extra drop-in kind of panels, which depending which version you do, you might want to upgrade that if you're looking for accuracy. Here's the radar. Parts of the blowing doors, I think, on the intake. Intakes. And finally, the lower fuselage. See some detail there in the wheel wells, all the panel lines. That all picks up beautifully with a wash. You see all the rivet detail, all the panel lines, and very subtle. So that is it. We talked about the price, how it's a little expensive, but you can see why the amount of plastic you get in this. It's absolutely a beautiful kit. If you're an F-14 fan on 72nd scale, which is scale, this is a no-brainer. Get either the D or the A version. I'm sure at some point they'll bring a B out probably. They brought a couple of limited edition sets out too. But like I say, I built the D, you've seen it. It's a beautiful model, it goes together really well. I'm sure the A is exactly the same. Essentially the same kit, just a few little differences here and there. Highly recommend it. And this is the Great Wall Hobbies F-14A and semi-second scale. So this is Richie from RW Hobbies. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.